In the wild, survival is governed by a labyrinth of ancient invisible laws, rules etched not in language, but in the pulse of instinct, the art of adaptation, and the ceaseless rhythm of nature's cycles. These laws are as old as the earth itself, shaping every living thing that calls the wilderness home. From the sun-baked Serengeti, where herds traverse endless grasslands under a blazing sky, to the shadowed depths of the Amazon, where every inch teems with hidden life, and from the silent wind-swept tundras to the kaleidoscopic bustle of coral reefs, every creature is bound by these unwritten codes. Each must decipher its environment, evolving specialized strategies to locate food, outwit predators, and carve out shelter in a world that offers no guarantees. Power in the wild is rarely about brute strength alone. The lion's silent, calculated approach through golden grass, each muscle tensed for the perfect moment. The chameleon's seamless transformation, vanishing into the foliage. The hypnotic, synchronized ballet of fish swirling as one to bewilder a hungry barracuda. These are masterpieces of survival. Insects engineer elaborate traps, weaving webs that glisten with morning dew. Birds gather fibers and twigs, constructing nests that cradle the next generation. Elephants, guided by memory, lead their herds to hidden waterholes across parched landscapes, their knowledge passed down through generations. Every encounter is a delicate negotiation. Predators and prey, locked in a perpetual contest of strategy and instinct. Plants and animals forging alliances in the struggle for survival, and even rivals learning to share scarce resources when the environment demands it. The balance is exquisitely fragile, maintained by countless acts of adaptation and resilience. A snow leopard melting into the rocky shadows, a praying mantis vanishing among leaves, a wolf pack communicating silently as dusk falls. Each interaction is a thread in the intricate tapestry of life. In this world, every dawn brings a fresh set of challenges and opportunities. The unseen rules of the wild demand constant vigilance, ingenuity, and cooperation. Here, survival is not merely a struggle. It is a symphony of behaviours, each note essential to the harmony of life. From the first rays of sunlight filtering through the canopy to the quiet persistence of a hatchling's journey, every moment is shaped by the relentless drive to endure, adapt, and thrive in the untamed heart of nature. As dawn breaks over the Serengeti, the landscape awakens in a golden haze. The endless grasslands stretch to the horizon, dotted with ancient acacia trees whose silhouettes stand as silent witnesses to the unfolding drama. This vast expanse is more than just a backdrop. It is a living, breathing arena where every blade of grass and every shadow plays a role in the intricate ballet of survival. Here, each day is a crucible of power and wit. Lions, the undisputed sovereigns of these plains, move with calculated precision. Their golden coats blend seamlessly with the tall grasses as they stalk unsuspecting prey. Lionesses, the pride's primary hunters, coordinate in silence, spreading out in a crescent formation to outflank herds of wildebeest or zebra. Every muscle tenses in anticipation, every movement is deliberate. Meanwhile, the pride's males patrol the boundaries, their deep roars reverberating across the savanna, warning rivals and asserting their dominance over territory and kin. The pride's unity is its greatest strength. Together they defend their domain against intruders, rival prides or solitary nomads seeking to claim land and lineage. Violent clashes erupt at the borders, with thunderous roars and flashing claws. Each confrontation is a pivotal moment, determining not only the fate of individuals, but the future of generations yet to come. The victors secure access to vital resources, waterholes, shade, and the richest hunting grounds. In stark contrast, the leopard is a master of solitude and subtlety. Cloaked in dappled shadows, it glides through the underbrush with barely a whisper. Every step is measured, every pause calculated. The leopard's amber eyes scan for the slightest movement, a rustle in the grass, a flick of an ear. Patiently it waits for the perfect moment to strike, relying on stealth and surprise rather than brute force. Once the hunt is complete, the leopard's ingenuity is revealed. With powerful jaws and sinewy limbs, it drags its prize up into the branches of a sturdy tree. Here, high above the reach of scavengers, the leopard feasts in solitude. This arboreal fortress is both pantry and sanctuary, a testament to the leopard's adaptability in a world teeming with competition. Spotted hyenas, often mischaracterized as mere scavengers, are in fact among the savanna's most formidable hunters. Their social structure is complex and matriarchal, with dominant females leading tightly knit clans. Each member knows its place, and cooperation is key to their success. Through intricate vocalizations, whoops, giggles and growls, they coordinate movements and reinforce social bonds. During hunts, hyenas display remarkable endurance and teamwork. They pursue prey over long distances, wearing down even the strongest animals. Their jaws, among the most powerful in the animal kingdom, can crush bones with ease, extracting every last morsel of nutrition. Nothing is wasted. Every scrap is consumed, ensuring the clan's survival in lean times. Even the birds of the Serengeti have evolved sophisticated strategies. The southern ground hornbill, with its striking black feathers and vivid red facial skin, strides purposefully through the grass. These birds forage in small, close-knit family groups, communicating with deep, resonant calls that echo across the plains, keeping members connected as they search for insects, reptiles, and small mammals. Their approach to raising young is equally meticulous. Only one chick is nurtured at a time, with both parents and older siblings investing years of care and protection. This slow, deliberate strategy ensures that each offspring receives the attention and resources needed to thrive, but it also means that every loss is deeply felt, impacting the group's future for seasons to come. Across these plains, every species has carved out a unique niche. Cheetahs, built for speed, rely on explosive acceleration and solitary pursuits, their slender bodies streaking across the open grasslands in pursuit of fleet-footed gazelles. Wildebeest, in contrast, gather in immense herds, their safety found in sheer numbers and constant migration, a living tide that sweeps across the savanna in search of fresh grazing. Territorial disputes are a constant undercurrent. Antelope clash in fierce battles, their horns locked in displays of strength and stamina. Elephants, too, engage in monumental contests, their massive bodies colliding as they vie for dominance and breeding rights. Each encounter is a test of endurance, strategy, and willpower. In the Serengeti, survival is never assured. Every sunrise brings new challenges, predators on the prowl, prey on high alert, and the ever-present struggle for food, water, and safety. It is a world defined by adaptation, intelligence, and raw power, where only the most resourceful endure. Here, the eternal contest for life plays out in breathtaking detail, shaping the destiny of all who call these wild plains home. In the heart of the Amazon, a world shrouded in mist and filtered sunlight, every shadow is a veil for survival. Here the air is thick with anticipation, and every movement, no matter how slight, is a calculated act in the ongoing drama of life and death. Jaguars, the elusive phantoms of the rainforest, are unparalleled in their mastery of camouflage. Their rosette-patterned coats mimic the interplay of light and shadow on the forest floor, fracturing their outline until they dissolve into the undergrowth. With each deliberate, silent step, their muscular bodies glide through the dense foliage, eyes locked on their quarry. They wait, motionless, for minutes or even hours, their patience as formidable as their power. Unlike any other big cat, jaguars are at home in water. They slip into rivers with barely a ripple, their bodies streamlined for aquatic stealth. Beneath the surface, their powerful limbs propel them forward, unseen by prey above. With a sudden burst of speed, they ambush caimans and turtles, their jaws delivering a bone-crushing bite, the strongest of any feline, ending the hunt in a single, decisive moment. Black caimans, ancient survivors from a primordial age, are the silent sentinels of the riverbanks. Their obsidian scales absorb the dim light, rendering them nearly invisible among tangled roots and drifting debris. With only their eyes and nostrils breaking the surface, they remain perfectly still for hours, waiting for the precise instant to explode from the water and seize their unsuspecting prey in a vice-like grip. Poison dart frogs, though tiny, are bold in their defence. Their skin is a living warning sign, brilliant blues, yellows and reds that flash among the foliage. This aposematic coloration signals danger, advertising potent neurotoxins to any predator that dares approach. Yet their survival is not just in their colours. Their diminutive size and absolute stillness allow them to vanish among the kaleidoscopic patterns of the rainforest floor, blending with petals and leaves alike. Sloths are the ultimate practitioners of invisibility. Draped in a cloak of greenish algae, their fur becomes a living camouflage, merging seamlessly with the moss and lichen of the canopy. Their movements are so slow, measured in centimetres per minute, that they rarely betray their presence. This lethargic pace, combined with their cryptic coloration, allows them to evade even the sharpest eyes of aerial predators. High above, the harpy eagle reigns as a silent executioner. With talons as long as a grizzly bear's claws and wings adapted for manoeuvring through tangled branches, it glides without a sound. Its acute hearing detects the faintest rustle below, and in a blur of motion it descends, striking with surgical precision, often before its prey even senses the threat. On the forest floor, leafcutter ants orchestrate a different kind of stealth. Their foraging trails are hidden beneath a patchwork of leaves and soil, invisible to all but the most observant. Each ant moves with purpose, carrying fragments of foliage back to their subterranean fortress. Below ground, vast fungus gardens thrive in darkness, shielded from predators and rivals by the colony's collective vigilance and secrecy. Hummingbirds, the jewels of the rainforest, defy the laws of motion. Their wings beat over 80 times per second, creating a blur that confounds both predator and prey. Iridescent feathers catch the light, shifting in colour with every angle, making them appear and disappear in a heartbeat. Their erratic darting flight patterns render them nearly impossible to track, let alone capture. The Amazon is a theatre of deception. Stick insects masquerade as twigs, remaining motionless for hours, while katydids mimic the veins and blemishes of leaves so perfectly that even the most discerning eyes are fooled. Each species has evolved its own intricate disguise, a testament to the relentless pressure of predation and the ingenuity of natural selection. The Amazon's tapestry is woven from countless stories of stealth and silence. Beneath the emerald canopy, life is a perpetual contest of concealment and detection. Every creature, from the smallest insect to the mightiest predator, is both hunter and hunted, each perfectly adapted to the rhythms and mysteries of the wild. Deep within southern Africa, the Okavango Delta unfurls like a living mosaic, its intricate network of channels, lagoons and islands shaped by the seasonal pulse of water. Each year, rains from distant highlands surge down ancient riverbeds, flooding the plains and transforming arid dust into a shimmering expanse of life. Here, water is both a blessing and a threat. Its arrival signals abundance, but also brings hidden dangers lurking beneath the surface. The landscape is in constant flux. As floodwaters advance, they carve new channels and isolate pockets of land, creating a labyrinth that challenges every creature. Plains that were once parched become submerged, forcing animals to adapt their movements and behaviors. For the wildlife of the Delta, survival hinges on an intimate understanding of this ever-shifting terrain. Even the formidable lions, rulers of the savanna, are compelled to master the water. With powerful strokes, they swim across flooded grasslands, their golden coats slick dark by the current. In coordinated hunts, they use the water's resistance to their advantage, driving herds of buffalo into deeper channels where escape is slowed and the odds tip in the predator's favour. The Delta demands not just strength, but ingenuity and teamwork. Yet the Cape buffalo are formidable opponents. In the water they gather tightly, forming defensive circles with horns facing outward, a living fortress against predators. When a member is threatened, the herd surges forward, churning the water in a display of unity and raw power. Their collective strength can turn the tide of a hunt, rescuing the vulnerable and driving lions back into the reeds. Hippos, the Delta's silent engineers, shape the waterways with their immense bodies. As they move between feeding grounds, they trample paths through dense vegetation, creating channels that redirect the flow of water and open new routes for countless other species. But these giants are fiercely territorial. With jaws capable of snapping bone, they defend their aquatic domains with explosive aggression, warning intruders with wide-mouthed displays and thunderous bellows. Beneath the surface, Nile crocodiles lie in wait, perfectly camouflaged among reeds and shadows. Their patience is legendary. They can remain motionless for hours, eyes and nostrils just above the waterline, sensing the slightest ripple. When opportunity strikes, they explode from the shallows with astonishing speed, seizing prey in jaws lined with conical teeth. A single meal can sustain them for months, a testament to their efficiency in a land of feast and famine. Across the Delta, herds of elephants, antelope, and flocks of birds traverse the shifting boundary between land and water. Elephants use their trunks to test the depth of channels before crossing, while antelope pick their way along narrow islands, ever alert for predators. Birds gather at the water's edge, probing the mud for insects and fish, their calls echoing across the flooded plains. Every movement is calculated, every decision a matter of survival. As dawn breaks over the Okavango, the Delta awakens in a symphony of movement and sound. Water glistens in the early light, reflecting the silhouettes of animals as they begin their daily search for food and safety. Here, water is the architect of fate, nourishing, isolating, connecting, and dividing in equal measure. Each day brings new challenges, and only those who adapt to the delta's relentless rhythms endure. The Okavango Delta stands as a living testament to the delicate balance between survival and the untamed, ever-changing power of water. In the heart of the Namib Desert, survival is a daily battle against the harshest elements on Earth. Here, the sun rises over endless dunes, casting long shadows as a lone lion pads silently across the sand. Every grain of moisture is precious, every morsel of food hard-won. The landscape is stark and unforgiving, shaped by relentless winds and searing heat where only the most resourceful creatures endure. Namib lions have evolved remarkable adaptations to survive in this parched wilderness. Deprived of regular water sources, they draw vital moisture from the blood and tissues of their prey. These lions are relentless travellers, sometimes covering more than 100 kilometres in a single journey, tracing the shifting dunes to hunt seals along the desolate Atlantic coastline or seeking out the rare muddy waterholes that dot the desert. Their endurance is legendary, their survival a testament to evolutionary ingenuity. In the Symphony region, the stakes are even higher. Here, super prides of lions have developed extraordinary teamwork and patience, enabling them to target the largest land mammals, elephants. This formidable challenge demands not only immense strength, but also inherited strategies passed down through generations. Under the cover of dusk, these lions coordinate silently, encircling their quarry with precision. Their ability to adapt and cooperate ensures the pride's survival during the leanest seasons, when other prey is scarce. Along the windswept Namibian coast, the brown hyena moves with solitary determination. This elusive scavenger is a master of survival, relying on its acute sense of smell to locate carcasses washed ashore by the Atlantic tides. Its powerful jaws can crush bone, extracting every possible nutrient from the remains of seals and fish. The brown hyena's solitary existence is a delicate balance, each step calculated, each meal a rare reward in a land where resources are few and competition is fierce. In contrast, the spotted hyenas of Savuti thrive through cooperation. These formidable clans are not merely scavengers, they are skilled hunters, capable of bringing down large prey through coordinated attacks. Their social intelligence is unmatched, allowing them to outmaneuver even the most dominant lions. Fierce battles erupt over carcasses, with hyenas displaying remarkable tenacity and teamwork to defend their hard-earned meals. The struggle for survival intensifies at every kill. Predators and scavengers converge, each risking injury or death for a share of the prize. Lions and hyenas face off in tense standoffs while vultures circle overhead, their sharp eyes scanning for the slightest opportunity. Every meal is the result of calculated risk, a high-stakes contest where only the boldest and most cunning prevail. Adaptation is the key to endurance in this relentless environment. Lions and hyenas have developed thick, heat-resistant paw pads to traverse scorching sands, and their bodies are finely tuned to conserve water, minimizing sweat and maximizing every drop. Sandstorms whip across the landscape, yet these animals press on, their resilience forged by generations of hardship. In this unforgiving land, only the most ingenious and resilient survive. Each animal is a marvel of adaptation, its gaze unwavering, its body honed for endurance. Against all odds, they persist, embodying the ultimate triumph of life over scarcity. Across the endless sun-baked plains of Africa, A spectacle of unimaginable scale unfolds with the turning of the seasons. Each year, the Great Migration transforms the Serengeti into a living river of life, as more than 1 million wildebeest, hundreds of thousands of zebras, and countless gazelles surge forward in a synchronized movement that has echoed for millennia. Their journey is dictated by the ancient rhythm of rainfall and renewal, beginning in the nutrient-rich southern Serengeti, where the grasses are lush and new life is born. As the dry season approaches, the herds are compelled northward, traversing vast grasslands and arid savannas, their path a living memory passed down through generations. The ultimate destination, the fertile promise of the Masai Mara, where survival awaits. Every hoofbeat is shadowed by peril. The herds move in tightly packed formations, a living fortress against the ever-present threat of predators. Lions crouch in the tall grass, their golden eyes fixed on the mass of moving bodies, while hyenas skulk at the fringes, waiting for a moment of weakness. In this swirling chaos, confusion becomes a shield. Predators are forced to choose from thousands, and the odds of any single animal being caught diminish with every companion. The air vibrates with the low grunts of wildebeest and the nervous snorts of zebras, each animal acutely aware of the dangers that stalk them. At the forefront, zebras lead the procession, their keen eyesight scanning the horizon for hidden threats and obstacles. Their distinctive stripes ripple in the heat haze, a visual signal to the herd behind. Wildebeest, with their heightened sense of smell and acute hearing, detect distant storms and the subtle scent of fresh grass carried on the wind. Gazelles, nimble and alert, dart along the edges, ever watchful for sudden danger. Together, these species form a super herd, each contributing unique abilities, vision, scent, speed, to the collective defense. This alliance is not accidental, but a finely tuned partnership forged by the relentless demands of survival. The most formidable obstacle on this odyssey is the Mara River. Here, the herds gather at the banks, tension mounting as they sense the danger lurking beneath the surface. With a sudden surge, thousands plunge into the muddy, fast-flowing water, hooves churning up clouds of silt. Ancient Nile crocodiles, perfectly camouflaged, explode from the depths in a frenzy of snapping jaws and thrashing tails. Panic erupts, animals scramble over one another, desperate to reach the far shore. The river claims many, but those who survive emerge soaked and trembling. On the opposite bank, their ordeal etched into memory. Exhaustion is now the greatest enemy. On the far side, weakened animals struggle to keep pace, and predators seize their chance. Lions and hyenas, ever patient, close in on the stragglers, those slowed by injury, age, or the trauma of the crossing. The grasslands become a silent battlefield where only the most resilient endure. Each hunt, each escape, is a lesson written into the DNA of both hunter and prey, shaping the future of the migration. As the herds settle on the rejuvenated plains, they graze voraciously, their passage leaving behind a trail of fertilized earth and trampled grass. This disturbance sparks a burst of new growth, nourishing the land for the next generation. Scavengers, vultures circling overhead, jackals weaving through the aftermath, descend to claim what remains, ensuring that every scrap of life is recycled. Even the smallest insects thrive in this abundance, their lives intertwined with the giants of the plains. The migration is not just a movement of animals, but a force that shapes the entire ecosystem. Along the route, ancient waterholes become gathering points for a multitude of species. Elephants, Antelope and flocks of birds converge in a rare moment of peace, drawn by the promise of water. Here, predator and prey drink side by side, the urgency of thirst overriding the usual rules of the wild. These oases are the lifeblood of the savanna, sustaining countless creatures through the harshest days of the dry season. As dusk falls, the herds press onward, their silhouettes etched against the fiery sky, dust swirling in their wake. The migration is more than a journey. It is the pulse of the Serengeti, a ceaseless cycle of movement, birth and death that binds every living thing in a web of survival. It is a living testament to nature's resilience, a vivid reminder of the profound interconnectedness that sustains life on these ancient plains. Deep within the sun-drenched heart of Africa, the continent's most formidable giants, elephants, rhinos, giraffes and hippos, move with a presence that shapes the very landscape. Each species, a marvel of evolution, commands respect through extraordinary displays of strength and ritual, their lives woven into the fabric of the wild in ways both subtle and spectacular. Elephants, the undisputed titans of the land, demonstrate their immense power in dramatic confrontations between rival bulls. When two males vie for dominance, their colossal bodies collide with thunderous force, tusks scraping and trunks entwining in a primal contest. The matriarch, wise and experienced, leads her family with unwavering resolve, guiding them across parched plains and through dense woodlands. Her low-frequency rumbles, inaudible to human ears, ripple through the ground, carrying messages that unite the herd over vast distances. Every movement, every gesture, is a testament to the intricate social bonds and intelligence that define these gentle giants. Rhinos, armoured in thick, rugged skin, are solitary guardians of the grasslands. Their horns, both weapon and symbol, are wielded in fierce, territorial battles. When two males meet, they charge with astonishing speed, their massive frames colliding in a cloud of dust. Horns clash with a resonant crack, each animal pushing the other to the limits of endurance. These raw, unyielding contests determine access to territory and mates. But the rhino's might is overshadowed by a constant threat: poaching. Despite their formidable defences, these ancient creatures teeter on the brink of extinction, their future uncertain in a world that covets their horns. Giraffes, the tallest animals on Earth, glide above the grasslands with serene grace. Yet beneath their calm exterior lies a ritual of power: necking battles. Males swing their elongated necks with astonishing force, their ossicone-crowned heads striking like hammers. Each blow reverberates through the air, the impacts echoing across the savanna. These contests, both elegant and brutal, establish dominance and breeding rights. Their towering height not only grants access to the highest leaves, but also provides a sweeping vantage point, allowing them to spot predators from afar and warn others with subtle signals. Hippos, deceptively agile and fiercely territorial, dominate Africa's rivers and lakes. By day, they bask in the cool water, but when challenged, their demeanour shifts in an instant. Males erupt into violent clashes, jaws opening to reveal massive tusks, water exploding around them as they lunge and bite. These brutal encounters, often accompanied by guttural bellows, determine control over prime stretches of river and access to females. Despite their bulk, hippos can outrun a human on land and are among the most dangerous animals in Africa, their aggression a constant force beneath the water's surface. Above the chaos, lappet-faced vultures patrol the skies with commanding wingspans. When a carcass is discovered, these formidable scavengers descend, their powerful beaks tearing through hide and bone with ease. Dominance is asserted not just through size, but through aggressive posturing. Wings spread wide, heads lowered, intimidating all rivals. Their presence ensures that nothing is wasted, as they feed first and maintain a strict hierarchy among the scavengers. In this way, they play a crucial role in the ecosystem, accelerating the return of nutrients to the earth. Across the vast savanna, these giants coexist in a delicate balance. At shrinking waterholes, silent standoffs unfold, elephants, rhinos, giraffes and hippos, each asserting their presence through posture and subtle movements. These interactions, often wordless and tense, determine access to life-sustaining water and reinforce the invisible boundaries that govern the wild. Every encounter is a negotiation, a display of size, strength, and resolve. The survival of these titans and the intricate competitions they stage is vital to the health and balance of the wild. As herds move across the land, dust rises in their wake, the ground trembling beneath their weight. Each display of might, every clash, every standoff, echoes through the heart of Africa's untamed lands, ensuring that the cycle of life continues in this ancient, ever-changing wilderness. Across every continent, wildlife now faces a barrage of unprecedented threats, most of them invisible yet devastating in their reach. Even in the most remote corners of the planet, where no human footprint is seen, the consequences of our actions ripple through the land, air and water. The scars of deforestation stretch for miles, leaving behind isolated patches of green amid a sea of barren earth. In the Amazon, a single tree stands as a silent witness to the loss of an ancient forest, its roots clinging to soil stripped of life. Vast tracts of forest are cleared for agriculture and mining, fragmenting habitats and isolating species. Jaguars, once the elusive phantoms of the jungle, now find their territories carved into ever smaller fragments, forced to cross open ground in search of prey. Elephants, the architects of the savanna, must navigate a patchwork of fields and fences, their ancient migration routes blocked by invisible boundaries. Rhinos, grazing in shrinking grasslands, are left vulnerable, cut off from the safety of their herds and the resources they need to survive. Climate change compounds these pressures, reshaping entire ecosystems with relentless force. In the African savanna, the earth splits and cracks under the weight of prolonged drought, transforming once fertile plains into arid wastelands. In Borneo, sudden, unpredictable floods sweep through the rainforest, uprooting ancient trees and drowning the forest floor. Waterholes in the Okavango Delta, lifelines for countless species, evaporate under the relentless sun, leaving behind only dust and desperation. Migration routes shift, breeding cycles falter, and the rhythm of life is thrown into chaos. Apex predators, lions, tigers and rhinos, now wander vast empty landscapes that once teemed with life. The lion, king of the Serengeti, moves alone across endless plains, his roar echoing unanswered. The Sumatran tiger, cloaked in shadows, stalks through a forest, growing ever more silent. Rhinos, solitary and vulnerable, stand as living relics of a vanishing world. Their numbers have plummeted, not only from habitat loss, but from relentless poaching, driven by the illegal trade in their horns and skins. Some species, like the northern white rhino, are reduced to just a handful of individuals, each one a fragile hope against extinction. The disappearance of even a single species sends shockwaves through the web of life. Elephants, by dispersing seeds and carving waterholes, shape entire landscapes, making them habitable for countless other creatures. Jaguars, as top predators, keep prey populations in check, maintaining the delicate balance of the rainforest. When these keystone species decline, the entire ecosystem begins to unravel. Plants, insects, birds and mammals all feel the loss, their fates intertwined. In the face of these challenges, wildlife adapts with remarkable ingenuity. Orangutans in Borneo travel greater distances through the treetops, searching for the last remaining fruit. Elephant families in the Namib Desert alter their migration paths, learning to find water in new places. Jaguars in the Amazon become more elusive, hunting at night and hiding from the dangers that now lurk in their shrinking world. Yet adaptation has its limits. The pace of change is relentless, and many species struggle to keep up. The silence of empty trails and deserted waterholes is a stark warning. In the Savuti region, animal paths once worn by generations now lie undisturbed, overgrown and silent. The rainforests of Java, shrouded in mist, echo with the absence of birdsong and the rustle of unseen creatures. Waterholes in the African wilderness, once crowded with life, now reflect only the sky. These haunting scenes are not just the loss of wildlife, they are the loss of ancient stories, of connections that have shaped the earth for millennia. Yet hope remains. At sunrise, the African savanna glows with promise, and in the Amazon, new shoots push through the scarred earth, reclaiming what was lost. A young animal born into a world of uncertainty embodies the resilience of nature. With urgent action and unwavering commitment, recovery is possible. The survival of these species and the health of our planet rests in our hands at this critical moment in history. Across continents, the wild unveils a tapestry of life. Herds of wildebeest surge across the golden Serengeti, their hooves thundering in unison as dust rises beneath the African sun. Elephants, matriarchs leading their families, navigate the labyrinthine waterways of the Okavango Delta, their trunks raised to scent the air, while high in the emerald canopy of Borneo, orangutans swing with practiced grace, their russet fur glowing in shafts of filtered sunlight. Each migration, every distant call, is a living chronicle of adaptation and resilience woven through generations of survival. Yet these wonders are under siege. In the Amazon, a jaguar lies motionless on a riverbank, its golden eyes reflecting a world where forests shrink daily. Rhinos graze warily in the African savanna, their horns coveted by poachers. Elephants gather at dwindling waterholes, their numbers thinned by ivory hunters. Snow leopards, ghosts of the Himalayas, pick their way across perilous cliffs, while sea turtles labour ashore to nest on beaches threatened by rising tides. Bison, once nearly lost, now roam the plains, reminders of both loss and hope. Deforestation, poaching, climate change and habitat loss press relentlessly, making the need for protection more urgent than ever. Conservationists, armed with science and determination, race to shield these irreplaceable treasures before they vanish. The Amazon's emerald canopy stretches endlessly, a living engine that breathes for the planet, while the Okavango's flooded plains pulse with life. Herds, flocks and predators all drawn to its seasonal bounty. Beneath the waves, coral reefs explode with colour and movement, sheltering a kaleidoscope of marine species. In the Arctic tundra, caribou migrate across frozen expanses, their hooves carving ancient trails. Mist shrouds the Virunga forests, where mountain gorillas move silently through the undergrowth. These ecosystems are more than habitats. They regulate climate, purify water, and sustain life far beyond their borders, forming the backbone of Earth's natural balance. Innovative conservation is rewriting the future. In protected savannas, rangers observe rhino families, their vigilance a shield against extinction. Elephants, fitted with tracking collars, roam vast territories, their movements mapped to ensure their safety. Wildlife corridors, carved through the Namib Desert, reconnect fragmented habitats, allowing ancient migrations to resume. Camera traps capture the secretive snow leopard, revealing its hidden world. Drones soar above reforested landscapes, documenting the slow return of green. On restored grasslands, cheetahs sprint at breathtaking speed, reclaiming their ancestral hunting grounds. Anti-poaching patrols and reforestation projects breathe new life into threatened landscapes, offering hope where once there was only decline. Success stories illuminate the path forward. The piercing gaze of a Sumatran tiger, once on the brink, now meets the camera with renewed strength. In the dense jungle, a young gorilla clings to its mother, a symbol of a population slowly rebounding. African buffalo stand alert in tall grass, their numbers stabilized by protected reserves. The Amur leopard, rarest of big cats, prowls through snowy forests, its population inching upward. The Philippine eagle soars above lush rainforest, its wings casting shadows over a recovering ecosystem. The Iberian lynx, once nearly lost, stalks prey in Mediterranean scrub, a testament to the power of focused conservation. These victories are born from science, dedication, and global cooperation. Proof that recovery is possible. Still, formidable challenges persist. The Bornean rainforest stretches unbroken, yet logging and fires threaten its future. In Savuti, the sunrise reveals a landscape teeming with life. But climate change shifts the rhythms of migration and rainfall. Pristine rivers wind through the Amazon, their clarity threatened by pollution and encroachment. Wetlands pulse with the calls of migratory birds, but invasive species disrupt delicate balances. Whales breach in protected marine reserves, their populations slowly recovering, while red-crowned cranes dance in Asian marshes, their habitats shrinking year by year. Illegal wildlife trade and shifting climates endanger countless species. The fate of these wild places depends on our vigilance, innovation, and unwavering commitment. By safeguarding wild places, we secure a future rich in diversity and resilience. Orangutans, elephants, jaguars, and rhinos thrive in their natural realms, each species a vital thread in the fabric of life. Pollinators hover over wildflowers, ensuring the renewal of forests and fields. Schools of fish swirl through crystalline waters, their abundance sustaining entire food webs. Antelope race across open plains, their movements echoing ancient migrations. The wild's diversity is our shared legacy, a living inheritance that demands our stewardship. The next chapter in conservation is unfolding now, and its outcome will be shaped by the choices we make, the actions we take, and the respect we show for the natural world. As the last golden rays of sunlight slip beneath the horizon, the wild transforms. The Serengeti's grasses shimmer in the fading light. The Amazon's canopy is painted in deepening hues, and the Okavango Delta's waterways reflect the fiery sky. With the coming of dusk, a hidden world stirs to life, one that thrives in the shadows. As night descends, the landscape is cloaked in mystery. The African savanna becomes a tapestry of silhouettes. The Amazon jungle pulses with unseen movement beneath a silver moon, and the Namib desert cools under a blanket of stars. Here, survival is dictated by senses sharpened over millennia, and by strategies as diverse as the habitats themselves. For countless species, darkness is not a time for rest, but the beginning of their most active hours. In the African savanna, antelopes and predators alike emerge from hiding, while in the dense Borneo rainforest a chorus of insects and mammals fills the air, each adapted to thrive in the absence of light. Deep within the forest, a pair of luminous eyes cuts through the gloom. An owl, the embodiment of nocturnal mastery, glides silently between tangled branches. Its vision, attuned to the faintest glimmer, allows it to spot the slightest movement below. The owl's wings are lined with specialized velvety feathers that break up turbulence and silence its flight. Each beat is muffled, rendering the bird nearly invisible to both prey and rival hunters. In the moonlight, it hovers, poised to strike with pinpoint accuracy. Nearby, a bush baby springs from branch to branch, its leaps precise and effortless. Its enormous eyes, adapted to gather every available photon, turn the darkness into a world of clarity. Sensitive ears catch the faintest rustle, guiding it through the labyrinth of the canopy in search of insects and fruit. On the forest floor, a pangoline's overlapping scales shimmer under the moon's glow. It moves with deliberate care, its keen sense of smell leading it to hidden ant nests. Each armoured plate is a shield against nocturnal predators, while its long, sticky tongue probes deep into the earth for food. In the arid expanse of the Namib, the fennec fox emerges. Its oversized ears, finely tuned to the subtlest vibrations, swivel independently to pinpoint the faintest sounds, whether it's the scuttle of a beetle beneath the sand or the flutter of a moth above. Its pale fur reflects moonlight, helping it blend seamlessly into the desert night. Across the Serengeti, the eternal contest between predator and prey intensifies under cover of darkness. Lions and hyenas prowl with heightened senses, while antelope and zebra remain ever vigilant, relying on acute hearing and the safety of numbers to survive the night's relentless pursuit. Along the shadowy banks of the Amazon, a jaguar moves with spectral grace. Its rosette-patterned coat breaks up its outline, blending perfectly with the dappled moonlight filtering through the trees. Each step is calculated, each movement silent, as it stalks unsuspecting prey drawn to the water's edge. On the rainforest floor, nocturnal frogs employ remarkable camouflage, their skin patterns mirroring the leaf litter and moss. When threatened, they vanish in a sudden leap, their powerful legs propelling them to safety in a single bound, evading predators with split-second timing. In the humid air, fireflies orchestrate a silent symphony of light. Each species flashes in a unique rhythm, sending coded messages to potential mates and rivals. Their bioluminescence transforms the darkness into a living constellation, a fleeting spectacle of communication and courtship. Every night, survival is a complex equation, more than just hiding or hunting. It's a delicate interplay of energy conservation, precise timing, and ingenious adaptation. Each silhouette, whether predator or prey, is engaged in a silent contest for life. High above, bats slice through the darkness, emitting ultrasonic calls that bounce off insects and obstacles, painting a sonic map of their world. On the ground, armadillos shuffle through leaf litter, their tough shells a fortress against would-be attackers. Each adaptation is a testament to the ingenuity of nocturnal life. As the first hints of dawn colour the sky, the creatures of the night slip away. All that remains are subtle traces, a delicate footprint pressed into dew-soaked earth, a lone feather caught on a branch, the last glimmer of a firefly's glow fading with the morning light. The nocturnal realm is a living testament to nature's boundless creativity. Each night brings new challenges, and every survivor is a marvel of adaptation. Proof that in the wild, the darkness is not an end, but a beginning. In the most unforgiving corners of our planet, life is tested to its absolute limits. From the sun-bleached dunes of the Namib Desert to the dense, shadowy depths of the Amazon rainforest, and across the frozen expanse of the Arctic tundra, every environment presents its own formidable challenges. Yet, astonishingly, life not only persists, but thrives. In the Namib, where the relentless sun scorches the land and the earth splits open from thirst, temperatures soar to extremes that would desiccate most forms of life within hours. Meanwhile, in the Arctic tundra, the world is locked in a deep freeze. The ground is a solid sheet of permafrost, and the air is so cold that moisture crystallizes instantly, creating a landscape of dazzling silent stillness. In the rainforests, a different battle unfolds. Here, the air is thick with humidity, and torrential rains fall almost daily, saturating the soil and creating a world where only the most adaptable can survive. Beneath the blazing midday sun of the Namib, the heat shimmers in visible waves, distorting the horizon and making every step a test of endurance. Here, the sandgrouse begins its daily odyssey, each feathered step calculated to conserve precious energy and avoid the worst of the heat. At distant oases, the sandgrouse uses its uniquely structured belly feathers to absorb water, each feather acting like a sponge, soaking up life-sustaining moisture. With its belly saturated, the adult returns to its nest, transforming itself into a living canteen. Chicks eagerly drink from the damp feathers, their survival dependent on this ingenious adaptation. The journey is perilous. Miles of open sand, no shelter, and predators lurking. Yet the sandgrouse's determination ensures the next generation endures. Beneath the surface, a horned viper glides silently, its body perfectly adapted to the shifting sands. Its scales reflect the sun's heat, and its sinuous movement leaves barely a trace. The viper lies in wait, conserving energy, its camouflage so effective it is nearly invisible, an ambush predator in a world of scarcity. Far to the north, in the Arctic tundra, the snowy owl's white plumage is a masterstroke of adaptation, blending seamlessly with the snow and ice, rendering it almost ghost-like against the frozen backdrop. Perched in silence, the owl's piercing yellow eyes scan the tundra, perfectly attuned to the faintest movement of lemmings beneath the snow, even in the dim, blue-tinged light of the polar day. Below the surface, the Arctic fox tunnels tirelessly, its keen sense of hearing guiding it to hidden prey beneath the snowdrifts. Its compact body and luxuriously dense fur form a barrier against the biting wind, allowing it to curl up and conserve warmth during the coldest nights. When prey is scarce, the fox becomes a shadow, trailing polar bears across the ice, ever watchful for scraps left behind. Scavenging from the remains of a polar bear's kill, the fox ekes out an existence in a world where every meal is hard-won, and the winter night seems endless. Deep within the emerald labyrinth of the rainforest, life takes on new forms of ingenuity. The poison dart frog's skin glows with vivid colour, a warning to all. Its toxins, derived from its diet, are potent enough to deter even the boldest predators. High above, the sloth moves with deliberate, unhurried grace. Its slow pace is a survival tactic, making it nearly invisible to predators in the tangled canopy. A symbiotic layer of green algae grows on its fur, camouflaging it perfectly among the leaves and protecting it from the sharp gaze of the harpy eagle, the rainforest's apex aerial hunter. The rainforest's constant deluge demands resilience. Every creature must adapt to the unending moisture and the ever-present threat of flooding. On the forest floor, armies of leaf-cutter ants march in endless columns, each ant carrying a fragment of leaf, many times its own weight. Deep underground, these leaves feed vast fungal gardens, the ants' primary food source. This intricate farming system is a marvel of insect engineering, sustaining entire colonies. Clinging to the underside of dripping leaves, glass frogs remain nearly invisible, their delicate bodies perfectly adapted to the wet, shadowy world above the forest floor. Their translucent skin reveals beating hearts and internal organs, a remarkable adaptation that helps them evade predators by blending into their surroundings. Every adaptation, from the sandgrouse's water-carrying feathers to the glass frog's see-through skin, is a testament to nature's ingenuity, a masterpiece of survival honed over millennia. Each trait is perfectly tuned to the demands of its environment, whether it's withstanding searing heat, enduring bone-chilling cold, or surviving in perpetual dampness. These creatures reveal the astonishing lengths to which life will go, braving storms, droughts and freezing nights, each day a battle for survival. In these harshest of climates, survival is not merely about endurance, it is about innovation, resourcefulness, and the ability to adapt in ways that defy imagination. The relentless will to live drives every creature, every adaptation, and every moment, proving that even at nature's edge, life finds a way. In the silent theatre of the wild, survival is a game of shadows and deception, where the difference between life and death often hinges on the ability to vanish in plain sight. Every landscape, from the golden savannas of Africa to the tangled rainforests of Borneo and the emerald canopy of the Amazon, is a stage set for nature's most ingenious illusions. Across continents and habitats, animals have evolved extraordinary adaptations, blending, mimicking and transforming to outwit both predator and prey. In the Serengeti, lions melt into the tawny grass, their muscular bodies nearly invisible as they stalk unsuspecting herds. In the Amazon, a jaguar's dappled coat mirrors the shifting shadows of the undergrowth, while antelope in the Okavango Delta become living phantoms, their sleek forms dissolving into the swaying grasses. In the dense, humid undergrowth of Southeast Asia, the leaf-tailed gecko is a master of deception. Its body, flattened and fringed, mimics the decaying leaves and moss that carpet the forest floor, rendering it almost invisible to both predator and prey. Its jagged outline, mottled skin, and leaf-like appendages create a perfect illusion, each scale and edge blending seamlessly with the debris. Even under close scrutiny, the gecko's camouflage is so precise that it becomes a living extension of the forest itself. With a single calculated stillness, the gecko vanishes into its surroundings, evading the sharp gaze of hunting birds that scour the forest floor for the faintest sign of movement. Its survival depends on this perfect stillness, a silent contest of patience and perception. Along the vibrant coral reefs, the octopus reigns as a shape-shifting marvel. Its supple body glides effortlessly over rocks and coral, every movement calculated, every colour and texture a potential disguise. Chromatophores beneath its skin allow it to change colour and texture in an instant. One moment a smooth, pale stone, the next a patch of rippling algae. The octopus can mimic the roughness of coral or the shifting hues of sand, adapting to its environment with breathtaking speed and precision. With fluid, almost liquid movements, it confounds both predators and prey, slipping into narrow crevices or launching sudden explosive ambushes from the shadows. Its mastery of disguise is matched only by its intelligence and agility. In the dappled light of the grasslands and jungles, the owl butterfly unfurls its wings, revealing bold, eye-like patterns that seem to stare back at the world. To a would-be predator, these markings mimic the intimidating gaze of an owl, halting an attack before it even begins. The illusion is so convincing that even experienced hunters hesitate, mistaking the butterfly for a much larger and more dangerous creature. Nearby, a harmless milk snake glides through the underbrush, its vivid red, yellow, and black bands almost identical to those of the venomous coral snake. This is Batesian mimicry at its finest. A visual warning that deters even the most determined hunters who have learned to associate these colours with danger. Above the snow line, the ptarmigan's plumage shifts with the seasons, a living barometer of the Arctic's changing face. In winter, it dons a cloak of pure white, blending perfectly into the icy landscape, its outline lost against the snow and rocks. Come summer, its feathers turn mottled brown, mirroring the thawing earth and scattered stones of the tundra. This seasonal transformation is a seamless adaptation, ensuring the ptarmigan remains hidden year-round. From above, the ptarmigan is nearly invisible to the keen eyes of foxes and raptors, its camouflage a vital shield against relentless predators. Beneath the waves, the leafy sea dragon drifts among swaying kelp, its body adorned with delicate leaf-like appendages that flutter with every current. Its translucent fins and ornate protrusions move in perfect harmony with the water, creating the illusion of drifting seaweed. Every detail, from the subtle veins to the gentle undulations, is designed to deceive. To the casual observer, the leafy sea dragon is nothing more than a piece of floating vegetation, a living ghost in an underwater forest, undetected by both predator and prey. On the sun-baked savannas, the African spiny mouse possesses an astonishing adaptation. When seized by a predator, it can shed patches of skin and fur, leaving its attacker with only a mouthful of hair as it darts to safety. Remarkably, the spiny mouse later regenerates the lost tissue, healing wounds that would be fatal to most mammals. This rare ability is a testament to nature's ingenuity, allowing the mouse to survive repeated encounters with danger. From the shadowy forest floor to the mysterious ocean depths, these adaptations are not mere tricks. They are the result of millions of years of evolutionary refinement, each one honed by the relentless pressures of survival. Each disguise, each mimicry, and every physiological change is a silent contest between life and death, a perpetual arms race where only the most ingenious survive. In the wild, to be unseen is often to survive. Here, invisibility is the ultimate defense, and adaptation is the key to enduring another day. In the relentless struggle for survival, vision is only the beginning. As the first rays of dawn spill across the Serengeti and the Okavango Delta, the landscape awakens with creatures whose senses extend far beyond what the human eye can perceive. Across the wild, animals wield an astonishing array of senses, some so refined they border on the supernatural. A lion's gaze sweeps the horizon, every muscle attuned to the faintest rustle, while deep in the Amazon, creatures pause, their bodies primed to detect the subtlest shift in the air or the tremor of a distant footfall. These unique adaptations are not just enhancements, they are the razor-thin margin between predator and prey, hunger and sustenance, life and death. In a heartbeat, a zebra senses danger and bolts, its survival hinging on a split-second reaction to the world's invisible cues. In the pitch-black depths of the Amazon, the electric eel glides silently, its serpentine body weaving through the shadows. Here, where sunlight never penetrates, the eel becomes a living generator, producing electric fields that ripple through the water. With every pulse, it crafts a detailed map of its surroundings, detecting the faintest twitch of a hidden fish. The electric eel's world is painted in currents and pulses, each jolt revealing the presence of prey or the approach of a rival. This built-in radar, invisible to the eye, unveils a hidden universe beneath the surface. A realm where movement, shape, and even the heartbeat of another creature are laid bare in the darkness. Above the African savanna, vultures ride the rising thermals, their wings outstretched as they scan the endless plains. From dizzying heights, they search for the faintest glimmer of opportunity. Their eyesight is legendary, capable of distinguishing a carcass from several kilometers away. Every detail, every subtle movement on the ground, is magnified through eyes evolved for precision and distance. But even more impressive is the star-nosed mole burrowing beneath the earth in North America. Skip, as North America, is not within specified regions. Its bizarre tentacled snout is a marvel of touch, packed with over 25,000 nerve endings, allowing it to see with its skin and locate prey in less than a quarter of a second. Skip, as North America, is not within specified regions. In the tangled forests of Borneo and Sumatra, bats take to the dusk skies. Their wings slice through the humid air as they navigate a labyrinth of branches and leaves, guided not by sight, but by sound. By emitting rapid-fire ultrasonic calls and listening for the echoes that bounce back, bats construct a three-dimensional map of their world. In the blink of an eye, they snatch moths from the air, their precision honed by millions of years of evolution. Meanwhile, the pit viper lies motionless in the leaf litter, its body blending seamlessly with the forest floor. Specialized heat-sensing pits on its face detect the faint infrared glow of warm-blooded prey, even in total darkness. Beneath the waves, sharks patrol the coastal waters of Namibia and Africa. Their ancient lineage has gifted them with electroreception, a sense that allows them to perceive the invisible electrical fields generated by every living creature. Along their snouts, clusters of jelly-filled pores, known as ampullae of Lorenzini, act as biological sensors, picking up the faintest electrical signals. Even the heartbeat of a fish buried beneath the sand cannot escape their notice. With a slow, deliberate sweep, the shark hovers over the seabed, zeroing in on hidden prey. The ocean's secrets are revealed through a sense as old as time itself. Some animals turn to the chemical world, where scent becomes a powerful tool. An elephant raises its trunk, sampling the breeze for distant signals, while a jaguar in the Amazon inhales the humid air, searching for the faintest trace of a rival or a meal. The male silk moth, delicate and unassuming, is a master of olfactory detection. With feathery antennae, he can sense a single molecule of a female's pheromone drifting on the wind, navigating through dense rainforest by following an invisible chemical trail that stretches for miles. Meanwhile, elephants communicate across vast distances using infrasound, deep, rumbling calls that travel through the ground. These low-frequency vibrations carry messages of danger, reunion or migration, connecting herds separated by miles of open savanna. In the Arctic, reindeer see beyond the visible spectrum. Skip, Arctic, not within specified regions. Their eyes are tuned to ultraviolet light, revealing subtle contrasts in the snow, like the lichen they feed on or the fur of lurking predators, imperceptible to others. Skip, Arctic, not within specified regions. Each of these senses is a specialized tool, meticulously honed by evolution to exploit the unique challenges of an animal's environment. From the Amazon's tangled waterways to the open plains of Africa, every adaptation is a testament to nature's ingenuity. Some senses are weapons used for hunting with ruthless efficiency. The cheetah's focus narrows as it stalks its prey, while the jaguar's acute hearing and night vision make it a silent predator in the rainforest shadows. Others are shields, alerting to danger before it strikes. An impala's ears swivel at the slightest sound, and monkeys in Borneo freeze, their senses on high alert as they detect the approach of a hidden threat. Together, these abilities form a hidden network of perception, a silent language of survival written in electric fields, vibrations, and scents. Every twitch, every tremor, every molecule in the air is a message waiting to be deciphered. In the wild, the true world is not always what meets the eye. Beneath the misty canopy and golden grass, a symphony of signals pulses through the landscape, invisible yet vital. For those who know how to listen, smell, and sense, nature offers a symphony of secrets, each one a vital key to staying alive. In this world, survival belongs to those who master the art of perception, unlocking the hidden language of the wild. Beneath every leaf, beyond every ripple, the wild is woven together by invisible threads, a vast web of life where every creature, great or small, is part of a delicate balance. Each droplet of dew on a rainforest leaf reflects the interconnectedness of the ecosystem, while the gentle ripple on a savanna watering hole signals the presence of countless unseen lives, all dependent on one another for survival. As dawn breaks over the African savanna, the landscape awakens with a symphony of animal calls, each species emerging to play its role in this intricate natural tapestry. Here, survival is not a solo act, but an intricate dance of connections, each species playing its part in the grand design of nature. Herds of wildebeest and zebra graze side by side, their movements orchestrated by the subtle cues of predators and the shifting patterns of the grasslands. Overhead, flocks of birds sweep across the Okavango Delta, their synchronized flight guiding them to seasonal feeding grounds. In the Amazon, animals interact in a lush, layered world where every movement, call and gesture is a thread in the living web. In the dense African savanna, a pride of lions rests beneath the shade of an ancient acacia tree. Their golden coats blend seamlessly with the tall grasses, and their presence radiates a quiet authority that ripples through the ecosystem. The lion's presence shapes the behavior of the herds grazing nearby. Wildebeest and zebra remain ever vigilant, their ears flicking at the slightest sound, while antelopes watch from a cautious distance. This constant awareness keeps populations in check, ensuring that the grasses are never eaten down to bare earth, and that the land remains fertile for generations to come. The antelopes, in turn, act as gardeners of the savanna. As they graze, they trim the vegetation, preventing overgrowth and allowing sunlight to reach the soil below. Their selective feeding patterns encourage the growth of new shoots, maintaining the health and diversity of the grasslands. On the ground, tiny dung beetles perform a vital service. They roll away the remains of larger animals, breaking down waste and recycling nutrients back into the earth. Their tireless work aerates the soil and fuels the next cycle of growth, supporting the entire ecosystem from the ground up. Deep beneath the waves, in the vibrant coral reefs, a different alliance unfolds. Here, the reef pulses with colour and life, each organism contributing to the health of the whole. The clownfish and the sea anemone share a home and a destiny. The clownfish weaves through the anemone's stinging tentacles, immune to their touch, while the anemone provides shelter from predators lurking in the reef shadows. The anemone's tentacles protect the clownfish from danger, while the clownfish's constant movement brings fresh, oxygen-rich water and vital nutrients to its host. This partnership is a model of mutual benefit, each species thriving because of the other. This is mutualism, a partnership where both thrive, each dependent on the other's survival. Across the reef, countless such alliances form the foundation of a thriving underwater world. Some relationships are more subtle, yet no less vital. In the rainforest, insects and plants engage in silent negotiations, exchanging protection for nourishment and ensuring the survival of both. High in the rainforest canopy, the fig tree stands as a keystone species. Its broad branches and dense leaves provide shelter and sustenance for a multitude of creatures. The fig's fruit is a lifeline for monkeys, birds and bats, who feast on its bounty and in turn scatter its seeds far and wide. This cycle ensures the renewal of the forest, as new fig trees take root and grow. Without the fig, the chain would break, rippling outward to touch every life that depends on the forest's bounty. The absence of this single species would echo through the ecosystem, altering the fate of countless others. But balance is often maintained through tension. Predators stalk their prey with silent precision, and every standoff is a test of survival, shaping the behaviour and evolution of both hunter and hunted. The food chain, predator and prey, hunter and hunted, ensures that populations remain in harmony. Lions, wild dogs and cheetahs each play their part, keeping herbivore numbers in check and preventing the land from being stripped bare. In distant grasslands and forests, wolves move as a coordinated pack, their presence keeping deer populations in balance. This prevents overgrazing and allows the landscape to flourish with new growth. Insects, too, are vital players. Bees, butterflies and hummingbirds pollinate flowers, transforming blossoms into fruit that will feed birds, mammals and countless other creatures. Even the fallen leaves, decomposed by fungi and microorganisms, return as nourishment for the roots of ancient trees. This silent recycling sustains the forest from the ground up, ensuring that nothing is wasted. Occasionally, the absence of a single species can tip the scales. An empty habitat or a barren coral reef stands as a stark reminder of the fragility of these connections. When sea otters vanish from coastal waters, sea urchins multiply unchecked, devouring kelp forests and erasing habitats for countless marine creatures. The loss of one guardian can unravel an entire ecosystem. Each link is essential, each role irreplaceable. The food web is a living chain, where the fate of one species is bound to the fate of many. In this endlessly shifting web, life is both fragile and resilient. A spider's web, glistening with dew, mirrors the delicate balance that holds the wild together, while a tree standing tall after a storm embodies nature's enduring strength. Every interaction, whether a fleeting partnership or a lifelong bond, echoes through the ecosystem, shaping the fate of all who share it. Grooming monkeys reinforce social ties, birds nurture their young, and each moment of connection ripples outward. The wild is not a collection of isolated lives, but a living tapestry, its threads bound by the ongoing exchange of energy, matter and purpose. From the rainforest canopy to the sprawling savanna and the wetlands teeming with life, every corner of the wild is shaped by these connections. In nature's grand network, survival is achieved not alone, but together. Mixed animal groups move in harmony, flocks of birds wheel in coordinated flight, and rainforest creatures gather at water sources, each action reinforcing the bonds that sustain life. Here, the story of one is the story of all. Each heartbeat, each breath, a testament to the power of connection in the wild. In every synchronized breath and every peaceful gaze, the unity of life is revealed, reminding us that in the wild every existence is intertwined and every life matters. Gap 2s. As the sun dips below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of gold and indigo, a new chapter of the wild quietly unfolds, a story not just of survival, but of legacy. Across continents and oceans, certain creatures are more than mere inhabitants. They are architects, shaping the very future of their habitats with every action. These legacy builders leave marks that ripple through generations, ensuring that life not only endures, but thrives. In the depths of the northern forests, beavers sculpt the landscape with remarkable precision. Their sturdy dams halt rushing streams, transforming barren channels into vibrant wetlands. These new habitats become sanctuaries for fish, frogs and waterfowl, while nourishing the roots of willow and birch. As the seasons pass, the beaver's engineering fosters an explosion of biodiversity, turning once silent woods into bustling havens of life. On the African plains, elephants forge ancient pathways, their massive footsteps pressing trails into the earth that will guide countless herds for centuries. With each journey, they uproot trees and clear brush, opening sunlit clearings that welcome a cascade of new growth. These gentle giants disperse seeds in their wake, planting the forests of tomorrow as they roam. Their presence is a promise, a living bridge between the past and the future of the savanna. Beneath the ocean surface, parrotfish are the unsung sculptors of coral reefs. With powerful jaws, they nibble on coral and excrete fine sand, continually reshaping the seafloor. Over decades, their efforts build entire islands and beaches, creating new homes for nesting turtles and shorebirds. In their daily routines, these vibrant fish lay the foundation for future generations, ensuring that the reef's beauty endures. High in the rainforest canopy, figs and bats form a partnership that echoes through time. As bats feast on ripe fruit, they carry seeds across vast distances, scattering the next generation of trees far from the parent plant. These new saplings rise, anchoring the forest and sustaining the creatures that depend on its shade and shelter. Here, legacy is carried on the wings of the night, each flight a silent promise of renewal. Even the tiniest architects, like leafcutter ants, play their part. Deep underground, they cultivate sprawling fungal gardens, feeding their colonies and enriching the soil above. Their tunnels aerate the earth, creating fertile ground for new plant life to take root. In these unseen chambers, the future of the forest is quietly woven, one leaf at a time. Each of these architects is a testament to nature's foresight. Their instincts, honed over millennia, shape not just their own lives, but the destiny of entire ecosystems. Through their labour, they craft environments where countless other species can flourish, laying the groundwork for resilience and abundance. As twilight deepens and the wild settles into night, the legacy of these builders endures, a living inheritance passed from one generation to the next. In every dam, every trail, every seedling and shoreline, the promise of tomorrow is written. nature's architects remind us that survival is not only about the present, but about nurturing a world where life will continue to bloom long after the architects themselves are gone. This is the quiet genius of the wild, each creature in its own way, shaping the future, ensuring that the web of life remains strong, vibrant, and unbroken for generations yet to come. In the shadows of the wild, far from the spotlight, another cast of heroes performs a vital role. Guardians whose presence is felt more than seen. These silent protectors are the keystones of their realms, holding the delicate balance of nature together with unheralded strength. Deep within ancient woodlands, wolves weave through the undergrowth, their eyes keen and movements deliberate. As apex predators, wolves steward the land, regulating prey populations and allowing forests to regenerate. Where wolves roam, deer tread more lightly, giving young saplings a chance to rise. Streams run clearer, and songbirds return to nest in the renewed thickets. The wolf's silent patrol is nature's quiet commanding. Harmony restored, balance maintained. On the open grasslands, meerkats stand sentinel atop sandy mounds. Their sharp calls ripple across the savanna, warning of hawks overhead or snakes slithering below. Each alarm is a lifeline, not only for their kin, but for countless other creatures nearby, ground squirrels, larks, and insects who heed the meerkat's vigilance. In a single moment of watchfulness, the fate of an entire community can turn. Beneath the forest floor, earthworms toil unseen, threading through the soil in tireless procession. Their gentle tunneling aerates the earth, breaking down decaying leaves and enriching the ground with life-giving nutrients. Each inch they travel brings fertility to the roots above, sustaining ancient trees and delicate wildflowers alike. Without their ceaseless labour, the forest's green canopy would wither and the cycle of growth would falter. In remote wetlands, dragonflies flit above shimmering ponds. Their larvae, fierce and efficient, keep mosquito populations in check, ensuring the water remains a haven for frogs, fish and birds. As adults, dragonflies become the guardians of the air, their iridescent wings glinting as they patrol their watery kingdoms. Even the ocean's depths are watched over by the silent guardianship of sea otters. Floating among kelp forests, they feast on sea urchins, preventing these spiny grazers from decimating the underwater meadows. Where otters thrive, kelp flourishes, offering shelter for fish, nurseries for crabs, and feeding grounds for seals. The otter's appetite is an act of protection, preserving entire ecosystems with every meal. These silent guardians rarely receive the accolades of the wild's more celebrated inhabitants, yet their influence is profound. Each one is a living thread, woven into the intricate fabric of life, their actions echoing far beyond their own survival. They are the quiet sentinels, protecting, preserving, and perpetuating the wild's enduring harmony. As dawn breaks anew, the world owes a silent gratitude to these guardians. In their watchful presence, life is allowed to flourish, unseen but never unfelt. Beneath the surface of every wild landscape, an invisible language pulses, a symphony of signals guiding life's every move. In the dense rainforest, leaf-cutter ants march in perfect lines, but their secret lies in scents. Each ant lays down a trail of pheromones, invisible to the eye but unmistakable to their kin. With every step they communicate directions, warnings, and even encouragement, orchestrating the harvest of entire trees without a word. Deep within the savanna, elephants touch trunks and rumble softly. Their low-frequency calls travel miles beneath the ground, carrying urgent news of water, danger, or reunion. These seismic messages pass unnoticed by most, yet for the elephants they are lifelines, connecting families across vast, sun-baked plains and binding generations in a web of understanding. In coral reefs, a kaleidoscope of colour is more than just decoration. Reef fish flash vibrant signals, negotiating territories and wooing mates with bursts of hue that speak volumes. Cleaner wrasses perform a dance of invitation, advertising safe passage to larger fish who line up for a gentle grooming, an unspoken pact in a world where trust is rare and danger ever present. Above the treetops, songbirds compose intricate melodies at dawn. Each note is a declaration of love, of territory, of warning. Even the wind becomes a messenger, carrying scents from distant flowers to the delicate antennae of bees, guiding them to hidden nectar and ensuring the pollination of 1,000 blooms. In the moonlit ocean, bioluminescent creatures flicker and glow. Lanternfish send pulses of light through the darkness, signalling safety in numbers or luring prey into their grasp. For many, these flashes are the only words that matter, a language of survival written in electric blue. Throughout nature, communication is constant and crucial. It is the silent conversation that orchestrates migration, synchronizes breeding, and binds entire ecosystems together. Unseen by human eyes, this hidden dialogue ensures that every creature knows its place, every community finds its rhythm, and the wild continues its eternal dance. In this symphony of signals, every being is both messenger and recipient. Through scent, sound, colour, and light, nature's hidden communication shapes the destiny of life itself. An unbroken chorus, echoing through the wild, forever in harmony. In the wild, not everything is as it appears. Across every habitat, the art of deception reigns supreme, a silent contest of illusion where survival often hinges on the ability to mislead. On the forest floor, the dead-leaf butterfly rests with wings closed, its pattern indistinguishable from fallen foliage. Predators pass by, fooled by the perfect mimicry, while the butterfly remains motionless, a living phantom among the debris. Beneath the waves, the octopus reigns as a shape-shifting artist. With a thought, it transforms, skin rippling with colour, texture, and even pattern to match coral, rocks, or shifting sand. In an instant, it vanishes from sight, evading hunters or ambushing prey with an ambush as swift as it is silent. Each transformation is a masterpiece, crafted for both offense and defense in the endless game of survival. On African plains, the cheetah's spotted coat breaks up its outline in tall grasses, rendering it nearly invisible until the final explosive sprint. This camouflage is more than just colour. It is strategy, honed by generations to reduce detection, increase success, and tip the balance between hunger and plenty. Among the branches, the stick insect is a master of stillness. Its body, elongated and jointed, mirrors the twigs and leaves it clings to. Even the subtlest breeze is mimicked as it sways gently, erasing the line between animal and plant. To the untrained eye, it is nothing but a fragment of wood, its presence betrayed only if it moves. In the snowbound north, the Arctic fox dons a winter-white coat, blending seamlessly with the frozen landscape. When the seasons turn, so does its disguise. Brown and grey fur replaces white, matching the summer tundra. This seasonal shift is a living testament to adaptability, a cloak tailored by the turning year. In every corner of the wild, deception is not trickery, it is artistry. Through mimicry, camouflage and transformation, creatures tip the scales of fate, buying precious moments to hunt, to hide, to live. Nature's illusions are everywhere, woven into the very fabric of life. Proof that in the struggle for survival, seeing is not always believing. Beneath the surface of the wild, a silent drama unfolds, one in which patience, precision and cunning determine who eats and who escapes. Welcome to the world of ambush predators, nature's architects of the perfect trap. Here, survival is not about the chase, but the art of waiting, of luring, and of striking at the exact moment opportunity arises. In the dense undergrowth of tropical forests, the green vine snake becomes a living snare. Motionless, it hangs among vines and branches, its slender body indistinguishable from the foliage. With eyes fixed and muscles coiled, it waits for an unsuspecting bird or lizard to venture too close. When the time comes, its strike is lightning quick, an explosion of precision that leaves prey with no chance to react. Beneath the water's surface, the anglerfish is a master of deception and patience. Dangling a luminous lure from its head, it draws curious fish in from the gloom of the deep sea. The moment a target investigates, jaws lined with needle-sharp teeth snap shut with terrifying speed. In this world of perpetual darkness, the anglerfish's trap is both beacon and bait, a deadly combination that few can resist. On the forest floor, the antlion larva lies buried in a cone-shaped pit of sand. Only its jaws protrude, motionless and waiting. Ants, oblivious, tumble into the trap, where shifting grains make escape nearly impossible. In a flash, the antlion seizes its victim, dragging it beneath the surface. This pitfall is a marvel of natural engineering, designed for maximum efficiency with minimal effort. Even among the icy rivers, the crocodile is an ambush artist. With only its nostrils and eyes above water, it waits for hours, sometimes days, for prey to approach the shoreline. When the moment is right, it surges forward in a burst of raw power, jaws clamping shut with bone-crushing force. The water erupts, and in an instant the struggle is over. Every ambush is a testament to the patience and ingenuity of predators. Their traps are not just physical, they are psychological, exploiting the habits and weaknesses of their prey. Through stillness, camouflage, and the clever use of lures, these hunters shape the rhythm of life in their domains. In the wild, the greatest danger often comes not from the chase, but from the silence, where the architects of ambush await, hidden in plain sight. For every cunning predator, there is a prey that refuses to go quietly. Nature's eternal contest is not fought by hunters alone. Prey species, too, are innovators in the art of survival. Their world is one of vigilance, where every sense is honed, every movement calculated, and every second can mean the difference between life and death. In the tall grasses of the savanna, impalas rely on more than just speed. Their large cupped ears swivel independently, capturing the faintest rustle of a stalking lion. A single alarm call can send the entire herd bounding away in a synchronized leap, each animal zigzagging unpredictably to throw off pursuit. The impala's explosive leap, known as stotting, not only signals strength to predators, but also confuses the hunter, making it harder to single out a target. Beneath the forest floor, the bombardier beetle carries a chemical secret. When threatened by ants or spiders, it unleashes a rapid-fire spray of boiling hot liquid from its abdomen, a volatile cocktail that stuns and repels even the most determined attacker. This miniature alchemist's defense is both precise and formidable, a testament to the arms race between hunter and hunted. In the coral reefs, the cuttlefish is a master illusionist. When danger approaches, its skin ripples with colour, shifting patterns in a mesmerizing display. In an instant, it can vanish against a background of sand or rock, leaving would-be predators bewildered and empty-mouthed. If camouflage fails, a sudden jet of ink creates a smokescreen, buying precious seconds for escape. High in the canopy, the flying lizard unfolds its rib-extended wings and glides from tree to tree, evading snakes and birds with aerial agility. On the open plains, herds of wildebeest form living fortresses, clustering together to reduce the odds of being singled out by prowling cheetahs. These are not just acts of desperation, but strategies refined over countless generations. Prey species adapt, innovate, and learn, turning the tables on their pursuers with dazzling ingenuity. In the wild, survival belongs not just to the swift or the strong, but to those who can outthink the architects of ambush. For every trap, there is a countermeasure, and the story of life continues, a relentless dance of attack and defence, where brilliance is born in the struggle to endure.